There is something about your life that has never followed the ordinary pattern. You've probably noticed it yourself. Whenever situations become impossible, whenever people feel overwhelmed, whenever a problem appears too big for anyone to solve, somehow you find yourself standing in the middle of it. Not because you asked for it. Not because you enjoy pressure. But because something inside you refuses to run when everyone else does. And maybe you've asked yourself this question many times. Why does responsibility always find me? Why do I end up carrying things others avoid? Why does my life feel like a series of impossible assignments? The truth is, chosen one, that pattern is not random. It's spiritual. Because there are certain people in every generation who carry the same kind of authority that once rested on Moses. Not political authority, not worldly power, but a quiet, unshakable authority that appears exactly when something impossible needs to move. The authority that stands in front of a sea when everyone else sees a dead end. The authority that speaks when fear has silenced the crowd. The authority that doesn't come from confidence in self, but from confidence in God. And if your life has constantly pushed you into moments where others hesitate, doubt, or step back, it may be because heaven already knows something about you. You were not designed to avoid impossible situations. You were designed to lead through them. The story of Moses is not just history. It's a pattern. A blueprint that God repeats in the lives of certain people. And if you look carefully, you may realize that the same pattern has quietly appeared in your own journey. Moses didn't begin as a confident leader. He began as someone who felt misunderstood. Someone who spent long seasons in obscurity. Someone who felt like his life had taken strange detours that made no sense at the time. For 40 years, he lived far from the spotlight. Far from the palace. Far from recognition. But during those silent years, God was shaping something deeper than skill. He was shaping authority. Real spiritual authority is never built in public. It is formed in hidden seasons where your character is strengthened, your patience is stretched, and your faith is tested. Chosen one, if your life has included long seasons where you felt unseen, where you wondered why your path seemed slower than others, those seasons may have been preparing something far greater than you realized. Because when God prepares someone to carry Moses-like authority, He does not rush the process. He builds leaders who can stand firm when everything around them begins to shake. Chosen one, before someone steps into a role like Moses did, there are usually quiet signs that begin appearing in their life long before they recognize what those signs mean. These signs are not loud announcements. They are subtle patterns. Repeated experiences, moments where you begin to realize that your life seems to move differently from the lives of most people around you. If the authority of Moses is moving in your life, you may recognize several of these signs. The first sign is that you feel a responsibility that others do not seem to feel. Even when a situation technically has nothing to do with you, your heart still reacts. You notice problems others ignore. You feel compelled to help, guide, or step in when something seems wrong. Sometimes this responsibility feels heavy. Sometimes you wish someone else would take the lead. But even when you try to step back, something inside you keeps whispering that you cannot simply walk away. That inner pull is not random. It is the early form of leadership authority. Because the kind of authority Moses carried was never about control. It was about responsibility. He felt the suffering of people long before he ever led them. And many chosen ones experience the same thing. The second sign is that people naturally turn to you during confusion or crisis. Think about your own life. There have probably been moments when a difficult situation appeared, and suddenly people were looking at you. Not necessarily because you had a title. Not because you were the oldest or the loudest voice. But because something about your presence made others feel that you could handle the moment. Even if you felt uncertain inside, people still trusted you. This happens because real authority is something people sense instinctively. Moses did not walk around announcing himself as a leader. But when the moment came, people recognized the strength that had been forming inside him for years. And the same quiet recognition often surrounds people who carry that kind of calling today. The third sign is resilience that surprises even you. If you look back at your life honestly, you will probably see chapters that were extremely difficult. Moments when the pressure was intense. Moments when you wondered if you would truly make it through. Yet somehow you did. Not always perfectly. Not always gracefully. But you endured. That endurance is not something everyone possesses. Many people give up when the weight becomes heavy. But those who carry leadership authority often discover a deeper strength inside themselves. A strength that appears exactly when it is needed. Moses experienced this again and again. There were countless moments when the journey through the desert felt overwhelming. Moments when people complained, doubted, or lost faith. Yet Moses continued moving forward, step by step. Chosen one, if your life has required you to stand strong through seasons that could have broken you, that resilience may be part of the authority God has been forming inside you. The fourth sign is a deep sensitivity to injustice. Some people can witness unfairness and simply move on. But you may find that your spirit reacts strongly when something is not right. You feel it deeply when people are mistreated. You notice when truth is being ignored. And sometimes you speak up even when it would be easier to stay silent. This was one of the earliest signs in the life of Moses. Long before he stood before Pharaoh, he felt the pain of injustice around him. That sensitivity was not weakness. It was the seed of leadership. Because those who lead others toward freedom must first feel compassion for those who are suffering. The fifth sign is a life filled with preparation seasons that seemed confusing at the time. Many chosen ones look back and realize that their path was not straight or predictable. There were detours, unexpected changes, seasons where progress felt slow or even invisible. You may have wondered why your life seemed to take longer to stabilize compared to others. But the truth is, preparation for real authority rarely happens quickly. Moses spent 40 years learning lessons that would later help him guide an entire nation through the wilderness. What looked like delay was actually training. And in your own life, those quiet seasons may have been shaping the wisdom, patience, and humility needed for the responsibilities ahead. The sixth sign is an inner awareness that your life carries purpose beyond personal success. Most people spend their lives focused mainly on their own comfort, career, or recognition. But if you carry Moses-like authority, something inside you constantly reminds you that your life must serve something greater. Even when you try to focus only on personal goals, that deeper calling keeps returning. It shows up in your thoughts. It appears in moments of reflection. It reminds you that your story is connected to something larger than yourself. That awareness can feel overwhelming at times. But it is also a powerful sign, because the leaders who shape history are rarely those who seek personal gain. They are the ones who feel responsible for guiding others toward a better future. Chosen one, if several of these signs resonate with your life, do not ignore them. They may be revealing something important about the role you are meant to play. The authority of Moses is not about standing above people. It is about standing for people. It is about becoming someone who remains steady when the path forward is unclear. Someone who listens for God's guidance even when the situation looks impossible. And if these signs have been appearing in your life, it may be because the same kind of leadership spirit that once guided Moses is quietly growing inside you now. The journey may not always feel easy, but it is preparing you for moments when others will need someone who can stand firm, speak with courage, and lead the impossible forward. One of the hardest things to understand is why certain people seem to face more difficult situations than others. Chosen one, there is a reason. God does not send impossible assignments to people who will collapse under pressure. He sends them to those who have the inner strength to carry them. That doesn't mean you always feel strong. Even Moses once said, "I am not capable." He doubted himself. He questioned his ability. But God was never asking Moses to rely on his own power. And the same is true for you. The authority you carry does not come from personal perfection. It comes from alignment with God's purpose. When you stand in a moment that feels overwhelming, You are not standing there alone. Heaven is standing with you. And sometimes the greatest miracles happen not when everything looks possible, but when someone with faith refuses to step back. The Red Sea did not open before Moses arrived. It opened when he stood there with the courage to obey. And many chosen ones discover that the same pattern repeats in their own lives. Doors open after you step forward. Solutions appear after you refuse to quit. Strength arrives exactly when the situation demands it. However, carrying this kind of authority also comes with challenges. Leadership can feel lonely. There are moments when people expect answers from you while you are still searching for guidance yourself. Moments when others criticize decisions they never had to make. Moments when the weight of responsibility feels heavy. Even Moses experienced these feelings. There were days when he questioned everything. Days when he wondered if the burden was too much. But one thing kept him moving forward: his connection with God. When you carry Moses-like authority, your strength does not come from public approval. It comes from private alignment. From the quiet moments where you reconnect with God and remember why you were called. Chosen one, the reason you have survived so many difficult chapters is because something deeper has always guided you. Even when the path felt unclear. Even when others doubted. Even when the journey felt longer than expected. That quiet guidance is what keeps true leaders steady. There will be moments in your life when a situation appears that everyone else believes cannot change. A moment when fear spreads. A moment when people say, "There is no way forward." And in that moment, chosen one, something inside you will become very calm. Because deep in your spirit, you will recognize the moment. You will realize that this is exactly the kind of situation your life has been preparing you for. Just like Moses standing before the sea. Just like a leader standing where others hesitate. You will not move forward because you feel fearless. You will move forward because you trust the one who walks with you. And sometimes that single step of faith is enough to shift everything. Paths appear where none existed. Solutions emerge where none were visible. And people who once doubted begin to realize that God was working through you all along. Chosen one. Your life was never meant to be ordinary. You were designed to stand in places where courage is required. To lead through moments others believe cannot be overcome. And when those moments arrive, remember this. You are not alone. The same God who walked with Moses walks with you. And the authority he placed inside you was never meant to stay hidden. It was meant to rise exactly when the impossible appears. So when the next challenge comes, stand steady. Because the path forward may not open until you take that first faithful step. And when you do, you may discover that what once looked impossible was simply waiting for someone with the courage to lead. Hope you love this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks, God bless you.